Hello there. In this video, I'm going to briefly explain the components that were created by the start project script when we created a new Django project. I have my project opened inside my text editor. So the project that Django created for me is this. Your directory structure. If you have created a virtual environment, you should see your virtual environment inside your directory structure. So this is my main directory. And then inside that directory, I had my virtual environment created, which is this. And then I created a Django project, which is this. And the Django project also created this file here called manage.py. So let me expand the Django project. I expand this directory. And then I'll try and run through the various files inside that directory. So this here is the actual Python package for my project. So this file here called underscore, this is double underscore by the way, underscore init underscore dot py. Now this file basically is an empty file that tells Python that this directory should be considered a Python package. So if I click on it, you can see it's an empty file. It's just there so that Python knows that the directory should be known as a Python package. The next file, which is the settings.py. This settings.py basically is the settings configuration for this project. All right, so anything you need to do regarding to your settings, you will have to change them inside this project. For example, if you wanted to change the time, if you're in a different time zone and you wanted to change it, you can come here and change your time zone. If you wanted to change the database you're using, the default database that Django comes with is SQLite 3. So if you wanted to use a different database, you would have to come here and change it from SQLite 3 to the database you want to use. Django supports several other databases as well. So any configuration that you need for your website or project will be found inside the settings.py. So the next file is this file here called urls.py. Now that is an entry point. This file here is basically the URL declarations for your Django project. What that is kind of like a postman. So when someone comes to your website and types in www.xyz.com, the URL acts as a postman and collects that request and then looks for a matching address to deliver that request to. Now inside this urls.py, we have what you call URL patterns. So the URL patterns are kind of like where you store the address, okay, for each path. It gives you a default one, which is this. So if I go to this project website and I do a /admin, the slash here is known as the endpoint. If I do /admin, it will take me to this location and it will display this. So the pattern are the location where you want the request to be sent to. So the url.py file will contain a list of patterns that is used by the URL resolver. The resolver is this. So when someone types in your web address, the resolver will check here first to see if that path that does exist. The path basically is like an address. So the URL resolver is kind of like a postman that when mail comes in or when a request is made to the Django server, it comes here and checks if the path exists. It then gives it this bit here, which will tell it what to do. It tells it, it then returns something to be displayed to the requester. The next file I want to look at is this WSGI. Django comes with a default development server that enables you to view your project. You cannot use that in a production environment, just as a development environment. So this is where the configuration for the server is. It's an entry point for WSGI compatible web servers. This is the server that will serve the project, enable you to see your project within your web browser. And the final file I want to talk about is manage.py. Note that this manage.py file is not inside the project directory. It's a file on its own. It's in the root. Now this manage.py file is very important and is basically a command line utility that lets you interact with your Django project in various ways. So it's kind of like a script that helps you with the management of your site. So if you want to start the development server, you have to use the manage.py to start the development server. So any command you want to run relating to interaction with your project, you'll have to use this manage.py to execute that. So this is just a quick illustration of what I've just explained in this video here. All right, so that is it for this video. In this video, I explained the components created by a start project script. So anytime you create a new project in Django using the start project script, this is the format you expect to see. And this is basically the description of the files. So that's it. Thanks for watching. Bye for now.